Latinos, yeah. Where is he getting this idea? Wait, I'm sorry. Really quick. How many did he say were illegal?
Better of them thinking that this is causing massive crime, drug problems, and things like that.
Say were illegal?
Better of them thinking that this is causing massive crime, drug problems, and things like that, which I don't think.
I mean, it is. Yeah.
I don't think it is. I disagree.
Well,
I don't see it happening.
Largest gang in California, 18th Street gang, is like 80% illegal immigrants.
Well, I mean, how many?
80% illegal immigrants, he said. Where do you get that? It's hard enough as it is to track illegal immigrants. It's hard enough to track how many illegal immigrants are in the United States. How are you tracking the percentage of how many illegal immigrants are within a particular gang? How do you... I guess, like, of the arrests, how many were illegal? But where is... Since May 2017, the operation has accounted for 274 MS-13 arrests and 15 arrests associated with the 18th Street gang. He's taking it from this, I would guess. California, approximately 80% of the gang members are illegal aliens from Mexico and Central America. The gang is active in 50 states and the 28 states. Membership is estimated to be 30 to 50,000. Okay, this is incredibly retarded. %80 of the gang members are illegal aliens from Mexico and Central America. Like, this is insane. This is insane, right? So the way that they phrase it, formed in LA, it's formed in LA, okay? It has 30 to 50,000. This is global. This is not LA. And then it says in California, approximately 80% of the gang members are illegal aliens from Mexico and Central America. The way that it's like listing these like it's implying here that there's 30 to 50,000 in LA. God damn, bro. Is there any like, I don't know, arrest data or something? There has to be some like arrest data for this that you could look at. There has to be. Maybe it could be worded better, but it wouldn't be my takeaway. Wait, wouldn't it be? Isn't that what you said? Didn't you say that there was 30 to 50,000 in the United States? That's the thing. Over the last 20 years, we stopped having smaller gangs. They haven't talked about this. I thought you asked how many members. Sure, but like if we're talking about like the largest gang in LA, and it's called 18th Street, which sort of implies that it's like local, and we're talking about like the local population of this gang. And then we were to say how many members, like if you're going to be giving a number that's like the globally, where it seems like what was the number for local? Someone gave the number for local, how many it was. Who gave it? Was it Brooks? $10 to $15K are apparently in the greater LA area. I guess that doesn't tell me California. But that would still be, the majority of them are not in the LA region, which is ironic. Would the core of the gang be locals and they just go through tons of immigrants that want to make a fast buck? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know their like recruiting process or whatever. They're in Portland even? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I remember when I moved into my the last house that I moved in, there's a police officer that came by to tell us that, like, just so you know, like, this is blood territory. It's like, okay, thank you. Anyways.
How many people are in that gang? A couple hundred kids?
Anyway, like there's so many things that are going to be looked over, like how do gangs even function in the United States? How do you recruit? Like the entire paradigm of like the idea that like, so like there's a difference between if someone's an immigrant, they come to the United States. Like if you're like let's say you owe money to the cartel, right? Let's say you owe money to the cartel. Do you think that you're going to be a target for recruitment for a 18th Street gang that is rivals of MS-13? Maybe. That doesn't really tell you that like that like there's gang members that are coming over to operate gangs inside of the United States. It doesn't really tell you what's going on here. It just kind of paints this picture that like, oh, if like there's a large amount of immigrants in this gang population, and by the way, I haven't seen any numbers for it, but like if it is the case, it wouldn't really even be surprising. But it's like, what is the thing that we're actually communicating here? Is it that like that gang members are coming across? Like, sure, like what is the percentage of the people that are in gangs that are coming across? Like you would do way better. You would communicate way more efficiently if you were just looking at things like crime statistics and violent crime statistics when it comes to immigrants versus natural-born citizens. But that doesn't really help that narrative because immigrants have a lower crime rate and undocumented immigrants have an even lower crime rate. Why? Because you don't want to get deported, obviously. And also the gang was formed by second generation immigrants as well. And MS-13 is the one that has that's associated with the cartel as well, right? Oh, dude, he doesn't realize it, but it's so interesting. It would be so interesting to do a deep dive into the 18th Street gang and the conflict with MS-13 and the cartel. That'd be so interesting.
You have to look.
Try tens of thousands of people.
We're a country of 330, tens of thousands. Okay.
I don't think it's that high. I think out of tens of millions of people, you say convicted murderers, how many do you think are over? How many do you think?
Well, ICE just released a figure showing that they have on their record, the number has increased, but on their record, they have about over 13,000 convicted murderers that are in the United States right now that came in illegally. They came to the border. They were let into the country. Rapists, about 15,000.
Okay, what's he saying?
Showing that they...
I'm going to go by his numbers.
How many do you think?
Well, ICE just released a figure showing that they have on their record, the number has increased, but on their record, they have about over 13,000 convicted murderers that are in the United States right now that came in illegally. They came to the border. They were...
Since when? Wait.
Let into the country. Rapists, about 15,000 plus, came to the border, let into the country.
Fuck. What is he... Since when? In a year? Total? 10K, so the dude gave a good guess? Yeah, right? Yeah.
They came to the border and were in the country like,
that's correct.
Come on in.
Well, we don't know who they are, so yes, of course.
Well, how do you know that fact, though? If you don't know who they are, then how do you know that fact?
Well, they have their own ways of tracking. ICE has a way of tracking who, because they still take record of like who's coming across, but they don't.
What, how?
They aren't able to piece all of that
They process them?
together on the spot. So ICE
not
looks for
solid
these
enough
people.
for me. It's just, that's very vague.
Well, it's Biden and Harris's ICE deputy director that.
Do you have it? Thank you. More than 13,000 immigrants convicted of homicide are living outside immigration detention in the United States, ICE says. Two law enforcement officials said many of those migrants crossed into the U.S. under previous administrations, and the total includes people serving U.S. prison sentences. Wait. The total includes people serving U.S. prison sentences. We're letting dangerous people into our prisons? What the fuck? What the fuck? That doesn't seem safe for our local prison population. More than 13,000 immigrants convicted of homicide either in the United States or abroad are living outside of immigration and custom enforcement detention, according to data ICE provided to Congress earlier this week. The immigrants are part of ICE's non-detained docket, meaning the agency has some information on the immigrants and they have pending immigration cases in the United. So they have pending immigration cases. Wait. Wait, so you don't know if they're illegal yet? You don't know if they're illegal, which is why they're in the United States. And you're counting people that are in prison. As of July 21st, 2024, there were 662,566 non-citizens with criminal histories on ICE's national docket, 13,000 criminally convicted murderers. America deserves to be safe in our own communities. This is the source? Oh, this is what they were talking about, what was presented? Okay. Dear Representative Gonzalez, thank you for your March 13th, 2024 letter to the Department of Homeland Security, DHS. I'm responding on behalf of the department and apologize for the delay. U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement recognizes the importance of its relationship with its law enforcement partners to carry out its mission in recent years. However, as you know, some jurisdictions have reduced their cooperation with ICE to include refusal to honor ICE's detainer requests, even for non-citizens who have been convicted of serious felonies and pose an ongoing threat to public safety. ICE recognizes that some jurisdictions are concerned that cooperating with federal immigration officials will erode trust with the immigrant communities and make it harder for local law enforcement to serve those populations. However, sanctuary policies can end up shielding dangerous criminals who often victimize those same communities. I see what's happening here. Despite the challenge of operating within a broken immigration system, and in the face of an enormous workload of consistently limited funding, DHS continues to enforce the law to secure our borders. We are removing and returning record numbers of migrants who are unable to establish a legal basis to remain in the United States, prioritizing the removal for removal those who present national security and public safety risks and recent border crossers. From mid-May 2023 and the end of July 2024, DHS has removed or returned more than 893,600 individuals, including more than 138,300 individuals in family units. The majority of all individuals encountered at the southwest border over the past 3 years have been removed, returned, or expelled. Your letter requests the number of non-citizens on ICE's docket convicted or charged with a crime. As of July 21st, 2024, there were about 662,566 non-citizens with criminal histories on ICE's national docket, which include those detained by ICE, and on the agency's non-detained docket. Of those, 435,719 are convicted criminals and 226,847 with pending criminal charges. Please refer to the following chart. It is important to note that detention determinations are made using a few guidelines. First, ICE is bound by sanctuary requirements not to release certain non-citizens from ICE custody during the pendency of removal proceedings, and notes that most non-citizens who are convicted of homicide are typically not eligible for release from ICE custody under 236C of the Immigration and Nationality Act. ICE officers may use their discretion in making custody determinations. Okay. What do we got? National docket data for non-citizens by criminality and most serious charge category as of July 21st, 2024. They're freeloading off of our cushy prison system. Yeah. That's for removal. ICE takes other factors